Good evening. Welcome to the November rainy Jackson County Board meeting. I didn't order this, I promise you, but it is well needed. But it's getting to the point that we've got enough, I think. But anyway, it's supposed to stop in the middle of the night, which is a good thing. But please be careful on the way home. It is very treacherous out there, and it's really coming down hard. But we'll go ahead and get started. Call the meeting to order. I'd like to ask Ms. Moody if she would to have her group to bring forth the FFA members that are going to lead us to the pledge tonight.
Thank you for joining us tonight. First, I would just like to introduce our group. My name is Jess Fledford, and I'm the Vice President.
My name is Landon Harvin, and I'm the historian.
My name is Sarah Langley. I'm the treasurer.
My name is Jake Roberts, and I'm the junior representative.
Please stand for the pledge. Stand, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you guys very much. When will you ever see a bunch of middle schoolers stand up and talk like that and take charge? Well done, well done. All right, hopefully everybody's had a chance to look at the minutes, to have approval, make a motion that we approve the minutes as written. In a second. All in favor? Aye. The agenda, Dr. Howard, do we have any changes that we need to make to the agenda tonight? All right. All right, can we have a motion that we accept the agenda as written? Second. All in favor? Aye. Dr. Howard, it's all of you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Bryant, and honorable board members. I want to start, if you don't mind, just by saying a very special thank you to several people. We are here at West Jackson Middle School, and it looks just a little different today than it did a year ago. And it was quite a challenging process, but as many of you have had an opportunity, some of you live here as students, and we hope that you love the results of the work. You're the most important people here, but other folks really appreciate all the work that's gone into this. I want to make sure I recognize Josh Patton. Where's Josh? Where's Josh? He was here. He's probably checking on something, but we'll recognize him when he comes back. He is our director of facilities, and he lived at West Jackson Middle School this summer, did an amazing amount of oversight and work, and of course, Dr. Melissa Conway, who is serving in as her first year principal here, came in and she had a can-do attitude, and she walked in to quite an interesting setting, didn't you, Dr. Conway? But you want to talk about some teamwork. Everyone in this room at some point along the way made some great contributions. Most importantly, thank you to the board for supporting this work. I think the renovations have paid off, and we have some great expanded space in our media center right here where we are now, as well as in our cafeteria and other spaces throughout the building, band room, and it looks great, and we are proud for our students, most importantly, to be able to enjoy this space. So with that being said, I'd like to ask Dr. Conway if she could come forward and tell us a little bit of highlights of what's happening at West Jackson Middle School, and thank you for being here.
Well, I don't really like to talk a whole lot in front of you just because I think the biggest work comes from our kids. You can see our FFA. I'm so proud of them. They're going to get honored later today. But we have a couple of kids who are here tonight to showcase a video they made. Not everybody got to walk through the building and see all the cool stuff, which you're more than welcome to after the meeting. But they went through and did a day in the life of a West Jackson middle schooler to kind of highlight some of the changes. So you'll be able to see some of the renovations. We're now one-to-one for Chromebooks, which we're super excited about that. They're using them all the time. If you get a chance to walk down one of our hallways and see the whiteboards, kids are outside using the benches and the counters. They're using the whiteboards to do equations. I mean, it's just a fantastic setting. The 8th graders have told me, they're like, it's not fair. We only get to be here for a year. So I think they really like it. But they're going to highlight a little bit of our PBIS work and some of the other things. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys come up here. Are you ready, Caleb? Okay, come on. And let them speak.
There wasn't a lot of stuff that we did. We made the video, and we only had a couple days to do that. And that's pretty much it. We went up and made the video, and then whenever we sent it to Dr. Conway, we're just gonna play it here.
Stellar Productions presents.
To check out some of the cinematography there. Really good.
You doing anything fun this weekend?
Yeah.
Car Riders and Walkers are now released.
See you, man. I forgot my assignment. I need to interview someone
About what?
about their day.
All right, let's go.
Interview about some stuff. If you can just lean up against this wall, I'll ask you some questions. So how do you start your morning at West Jackson Middle School?
Well, first, all the students are housed in the gym. Then at 7:45, we'll release our homerooms.
I'm Miss White.
Then at 8:10, we're released to get our computers.
There's the announcements.
What time do you go to your first period?
We go to our first period at 8:10 after we get our computers. Then at 9:20, we're released to our second period. In our third period class, we're learning about linear equations, so we did a worksheet on that.
If you don't get finished with it during class, take it home and work on it tonight. I'm going to actually post the answer key for this on the Remind app, so you guys can go on and look at it and make sure that you're doing everything correctly. If you do have any questions while you're working on this, grab me and make sure we get everything taken care of, okay? All right, guys.
Then at 10:35, we're released to our third period. Then at 10:50, we're released to lunch.
Single file, make sure you walk on the right-hand side of the hallway. Caleb, you're the line leader.
After lunch and fourth period, we go to our connections. In fact, we baked amazing cookies with the help of our facts teacher, Mrs. Jones.
What are some incentives provided by your school?
Well, here's a chart. It's PBIS actually. So when we're respective and attentive and we do stuff good for the school, we're respectful, then we get pub.
Man, have a great day.
Also, there is a group of kids who make coffee for some of the teachers and staff.
shoes. Thank you.
Lock your kids right over here. Thanks, man.
No problem.
See ya. Alright.
Sadly, our producer could not be here tonight, so if we could give a round of applause for him for doing most of the editing. Caleb was our main student, so round of applause for him. And I had filmed the whole thing, so.
Yeah, Dr. Conway did a really good job whenever she came here with the new hallway settings with like how you like whenever you go on the right side, it's been a lot easier to like get to class from class to class because when like with the old principal, like everybody was just like mixing it up, like nobody knew where they were going because they would just stop and talk. But with the new like single file or double like 2x2, it's been a lot easier to get around. My bad. I thought you. Yeah, I'm Caleb Bourne. I was the main student. I was one of the actors. I didn't help a lot with the editing, but a little bit. But yeah, Bryson, he did a lot. Like the producer, I don't know why he wasn't here, but he did a lot of the work. Like most of the work was him in the editing and the filming. Well, Jack did the filming, but like he was the person that was being filmed, and Jack was really good at filming. I don't know how you got it, but you're really good at it.
I'm Jack Washburn, an 8th grader here. I've been here for all 3 years, and yeah. Not really much.
So one of the things that they were talking about, I will say, like walking on the right side of the hallway, it's not, we're not trying to regiment them in the military, but we are, we're having our first year of PBIS, and so one of the things that we looked at was the hallway, a hot mess, and like even when you're walking the hallway, you can kind of get riled up and get bombed, and then you go to the classroom, you're upset, you can't focus on learning, and so one of the initiatives we've taken is to really work on hallways and walking in the hallways and making it and the PBIS and the hard stuff. That's the thing you probably thought about the good job.
Well, thank you, Dr. Conway. Thank you, both gentlemen, and share with your friend who did some of the editing that we appreciate Bryson's help as well. You did an outstanding job. I thank you for the highlight. It's a beautiful building, and I'm sure Dr. Conway would agree, and that you're welcome to visit here anytime. We all district office support visit here when we can. It's fun to see the kids engaged in learning and a real commitment to being focused and getting some great work done. So thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to call Dr. Pete Jones to the front, and he's going to introduce our Rotary student and teacher of this month for Jackson County High School.
Good evening. I'm looking forward to having those two young men up at the high school. They will certainly thrive with some of the programs that we have, so it's always neat to see their work. Tonight it is my pleasure to share with you all our Rotary Student of the Month, Mr. Kyle Bryce. If you can come on up here, Kyle, and he chose as his most influential teacher, Miss Michelle Parker. So if you can come on up here as well, Miss Parker. This is always fun for me during the board meetings to start sharing with you the awesome kids that we have at Jackson County High School and those that have mentored them. Kyle is the son of Jill and Troy Bryce. So again, thank you for raising such a fine young man and sharing him with us. Kyle is one of those mixes of a leader, a scholar, and a gentleman. He's just definitely one of those types of young men that you want your own kids to be around. He's a positive influence on the other students in our school, and I've gotten to know him over the past couple years, and am really enjoying the types of things he's been doing, and I'm sure we will all be amazed at the things he's going to do. He is currently taking a very rigorous course load. He is taking AP Capstone in Research. He's in the first cohort that he will potentially earn the AP Capstone diploma. So he'll be, amongst the first in the nation to perhaps earn that. So he's doing a great job. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he does with his research. He's also taken AP Calculus, AB, Honors Physics, AP Macroeconomics, and AP Government, Drama 4, Advanced Composition, and he's also in work-based learning. He works with our physical science teachers to help them. Amongst those, he's taken a huge academic load, but he's also heavily involved in our school. He is a member of our varsity cross country, varsity swim. He's our swim captain. He's been involved in track and field. He's also been involved with the Boy Scouts of America. He's been involved with his church. He's also a McDonald's employee, so he's working. He's also our National Honor Society president and our French Honor Society president. So just an amazing young man. He balances out all these things in just an amazing way. And it just really, when I think about myself as a high school student, there was no way I would have done even half of that. So he is an Eagle Scout, which again is a high honor, especially in this day and age where many students do not persevere through that process. But he's definitely, so it's not only in school he's achieving, but also outside. He's an AP Scholar. He's a 2018 Naval Academy summer attendee, and he'll talk a little bit more about his plans there in just a moment. He also was in 2018 United States Military Academy Summer Leaders Experience. He attended that. He was named the East Atlanta's most positive boys cross-country Georgia athlete. And he basically is well-rounded. He's performed in a lot of different areas, and he's just a joy to be around, really. Every time I see him in the hallway, he's always smiling. He always is polite when he interacts with me, and like I said, he's going to go on and do great things. So I'm going to turn the mic over to him for just a couple minutes so he can talk a little bit about why he named Ms. Parker as most influential, and then he's going to tell us a little bit about what he plans to do after high school. Well.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kyle Bryce, and I want to thank Dr. Jones and Ms. Parker for being here tonight and the board for allowing me to speak tonight. As Dr. Jones was listing off all of my accomplishments and academic rigor and all my involvements, it just reminds me of how fortunate I am to attend such a great school where all the faculty are welcoming and are just very accommodating for me. I moved here to Jackson County the summer of before the start of my sophomore year, and before then I lived in the Charlotte area, North Carolina. And one of the most challenging things I felt I would have had when I first moved here was to be getting involved with my community, and that was not difficult at all. The first year I was here, I didn't have Miss Parker, but my junior year, and right now I have Miss Parker as my AP capstone teacher. And my first year here was a little tough because I just moved away from my friends and where I had made my deep connections in my school, but that thought quickly dissipated because when I stepped into my AP capstone class last year of my class of 15 and with Miss Parker, that class just became home to me. And every day I walk into class thinking, well, what are we going to talk about today? What current event are we going to talk about? And it's just a really fun class. Miss Parker makes it a joy to be at school. Whenever my mom schedules doctor appointments, I say, no, I can't miss first period. I mean, I have to go to AP Capstone. I can't miss that class. So with that being said, I want to thank Miss Parker for just being a positive role model for me. Dr. Jones told you all that I attended the West Point Summer Leadership Experience and Naval Academy Summer Seminar. And with that, my plans after high school are to attend the United States Military Academy at West Point and enroll there as part of their Corps Cadets and later on commission as a second lieutenant in the United States Army. And although some days I become discouraged and I get disappointed or it's just a bad day, I never fail to be amazed by Miss Parker's positive attitude and just her overall joy and her charismatic personality. and just want to say a big thank you to her, and let's all give a round of applause to Ms. Parker.
I have nothing that will follow up to that, so I'm going to say thank you very much.
Well, Kyle, thank you very much for letting us know how you feel about Jackson County. We appreciate students like you as well, and all of our students. Certainly, we feel the same as the board that we've got a staff that is just second to none. You know, we feel Jackson County is home to a lot of people, and you know, as far as it's welcoming and very very good for a lot of people to continue their career here. And as you thank the staff and thanks for us for the things, you know, we don't hear that much. It's always the bad things usually we hear, but it's a very, very good to hear that and the thank you from a student as far as for what we're being able to bring to you. And that's what we want to do, is to bring the very best to offer for your career and your future career.
Well, I'm very proud of you. You persevered, young man. You made a decision to make the most of a somewhat challenging opportunity. So good for you. We can't wait to follow you and find out where you are in a few years. Come back, and there's lots of children you could mentor in years to come. So thank you very much. Very proud. All right, and we have our recognitions for East Jackson High School Rotary students, but we're going to do those in December, where we will be at East Jackson Middle School. So we'll look forward to seeing those recognitions then. Dr. Blankenship, if you could call forward our Excellence in Service recipients this month, excuse me. Fantastic.
Excited to present two very deserving awards tonight. And I just want to encourage you to please nominate those unsung heroes in your school community who are deserving of recognition. You can find that nomination form on our website, and we hope to get lots of nominations in for next month. So the first recipient is Miss Terry Jameson of West Jackson Middle School. So Miss Jameson, come on up. So now I'm going to embarrass you and say a few nice things about you, okay? Ms. Jameson was nominated by an individual who wishes to remain anonymous, but here is what that person said. Terry Jameson is awesome. Terry's the bookkeeper at West Jackson Middle School and caretaker of our school. She always goes above and beyond to help the faculty and staff of WJMS. She makes sure we balance our budgets, have supplies, provide substitutes, and a shoulder to lean on in times of need. Terry is a co-worker, but also is a friend to our staff. She truly is our mama bear, taking care of her cubs who need reminding of the way to do things sometimes. West Jackson Middle is truly grateful for Terry and all she does. She is awesome. Congratulations. Our next recipients are a couple, Sherry and Mike Aquino. Thank you. Come on up. So I believe that the Aquinos actually live in the West Jackson community. Is that correct? Yeah. But they are being nominated for their service in the East Jackson community, which I think is pretty special and just shows a united Jackson County for us. So they were nominated by Nancy Galtney, and Nancy is with the drama department at East Jackson High School, and here's what she had to say. This couple has volunteered to help me in many ways, from building sets to making costumes, even though they have never had any children attend this school. They do it because they love the arts, and they want to promote the arts when they can. So congratulations, and thank you so much for what you do for our children. Thank you very much.
I'd like to second that appreciation to the Aquinos. That's a gracious gift that you're providing in that support, and we appreciate that. And of course, Ms. Terry Jamison, congratulations. You also worked fearlessly. And while I have the mic for just a minute, now that Josh is back in the room, you stepped out and you were hiding when we were talking about recognitions earlier. But when we highlighted the great improvements that have taken place at West Middle, we wanted these folks to know how much we appreciate you. He spent endless hours here for months, and we're very proud of the product that we have, and it will just continue to get better and better. So we're very, very grateful. At this, that's definitely worth a round of applause, most definitely. Everybody's commented on the great interior design. We're just waiting for you to have a school makeover video. We're going to use the proceeds from that. Yeah, okay. I know, they can do the video part for sure. Great. At this time, could I ask Ms. Casey Moody to come forward and celebrate just a little bit our West Jackson Middle School FFA, and you give us some highlights of what this amazing group of children continue to achieve.
It's been for me to be back home. For those of you who don't know, my experience with agriculture education started in the same exact classroom that I'm teaching in now. So it's awesome to bring that full circle and not only experience that classroom, but this wonderful kids and the wonderful teachers and the staff here at West Jackson Middle School. Previously, we've won the Model of Excellence and National Winner, which is a great accomplishment, and we're really excited about it. But I kind of just want to talk to y'all about what it is so that you understand. It's an awesome title, but I want you to really know how much work and time these students and Ms. Davis had put in to prepare for that. Each year, each FFA chapter has to create something called a program of activities, or a POA. It's a list of activities that we have to complete, or events and trips that have to meet 3 different areas: student development, community development, and chapter development. And with that, Ms. Davis last school year completed an application where she talked about the goals they'd set for each activity, how they accomplished them, and what numbers, statistics, pictures, and that application made it in the top 5 in the nation, and that is what we went to compete with at the National Convention in October. 3 of our students, our FFA members there, had to complete a 15-minute presentation where they briefly talked about the events, how they created them, how they fall through, and all the things that they did with pictures. They were asked questions, very hard, difficult questions by a panel of judges, and each top 5 chapter that completed that did the 15 minutes, and West Jackson was chosen as the #1 in the nation. So that's 2 years in a row, but the 3rd year in the past 4 years. So we're excited about that. So hands to these kids. None of it would be possible without them. So we have some great kids here at West Jackson.
I want to extend a very special congratulations to the students. I know that lots of work goes into that. Ms. Moody, don't you discount your value here. You may not have been here last year, but you sure have continued to lead amazing efforts that are taking place here. And I had the privilege of being a principal here when she was a student in that classroom, and it is awfully refreshing to see your bright face come back here and to lead these kids in the next direction. So thank you for being here, and thank you for your dedication, students. It's certainly paid off. So thank you. And Mr. Bryant, that's all the recognitions and superintendent's comments we have at this time. I do have some pieces in your packet that are new, and if you'd like to highlight those, you'll notice there we were, due to our Georgia Association of School Business Officers, we're just now having our financials in here, but I want you to recognize that it continues to be good news. We are the highest fund balance we have right now this time of the year in the history of our notes that we have. So we're in a really, really good place financially, and our SPLOST revenue continues to tick in the right direction, so we're very fortunate there. So I don't know if you have any questions, but the board has the financial updates for this month in their packet, and everything is in alignment, and we are grateful to our schools who continue to spend conservatively but prioritize the efforts on supporting student needs. So you can see there our budget update, and that's good news. There are several items here, and I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Bryant, unless there's any questions that you have on any of the consent agenda items.
Any questions on any of the items 1 through 6? One thing I will make mention, though, as far as about the splosh, we continue to tick above $600,000 each month. You have a hard time believing what a penny will do. And I've emphasized this in my entire time on the board, that the power of the penny really makes a difference. And you can see the results of the penny tonight. Walking around here, certainly the new high school that we're going to be adventuring into real soon. But all the modifications, the one-to-one was mentioned, Ms. Conway, as far as the computers, that came out of Splosh. So please, whatever you can do, and those are online, please buy in Jackson County, shop in Jackson County, dine in Jackson County, buy your gas in Jackson County, especially exit on Highway 53. That all that comes to us at 100%. So if anything from this from the Publix on toward Brazelton, Houston, that gets filtered right into here 100%. As it goes up to interstate, we split it with the other two districts, depending on the exits. But certainly, remember when you're shopping, when you're dining, if you can, get your gas here. We appreciate it, certainly. With all that being said, do I have a motion that we accept the action items 1 through 6 on the agenda as written? Have a second? All in favor? Aye. Do I have a motion that we adjourn? Second? All in favor? Aye. Please drive carefully. It is very wet out there, very treacherous. Thank you for coming.